Hi there, Classic Buffalo family. This is Ryan, the host of The Library, presented by Classic Buffalo. Today is episode 7. We're going to be interviewing a guy that I met at a streetwear sneaker conference that I really hit off with. Oh my gosh, this guy's throwing out positive vibes like it's Sunday on a something. I don't know. I was trying to come up with a metaphor on the spot, but you get it. Anyway, solid positive vibe guy. He goes by Strubbe. So let's listen to me talk with Strubbe, and man, it was a good one. So enjoy. What's up, Strubbe?
Yo, what's up?
How are wonderful Sunday, my friend?
You know, man, I'm not doing too bad. I'm in a kind of a positive spot today, so we're running with it.
That's good.
One of them days.
So you said you were at the skate park? Were you like kick flipping and doing stuff?
Something like that, man. I've been working on my board slides here recently, dude. I've been trying to get them down.
How long have you been skateboarding?
Dude, I actually started skating around I didn't really take it seriously until about last year or so. But I used to ride around and all that. It started about 6th, 7th grade roughly. Just riding around, with the homie Jeff and whatnot. Those were the good days. Just skating around at the Long Acre trailer park.
Yeah. Did you ever make any custom out of cardboard? Not cardboard, but I'm talking about making a custom ramp or a rail out of
Dude,
nothing.
I never made a custom one, but I remember I got one for right when I first started skating when I was in 6th grade, I think. My grandma got me one of those ramps you can get at Toys R Us or something like that. And dude, I remember the day I got it. I used to be scared to fall and stuff. That's why I didn't take skateboarding too serious.
Yeah, right.
Dude, I swear, the first day I got it, I was out there just trying to figure out how to get down it without falling. It was hilarious.
I used to skateboard with my brother because he used to be really into it, and but I'd just lay down on the board, you know what I'm talking about, completely horizontal, just go down the ramp and stuff.
Feet first or head first?
Feet first. So
feet first.
Yeah. Yeah, I barely learned how to ollie. I was more of a rollerblader because I grew up in Florida.
Okay.
So street hockey was we would go hang out at roller rinks. So I would just the inline, not the weird 70s skates with the 4 wheels, but inline. So I liked it backwards and stuff. That's how I met friends and stuff. But
yeah. I used to get into the roller skating. Us here in Indy, we had our little phase, with the whole roller skating thing.
So do you wear a helmet or any pads, or you just kind of go in?
I just kind of go for it,
Yeah.
We
have
all
you ever gotten
get back up.
Have you ever got a bad injury?
Never really broken any bones really, but I bust my shin all the time. Literally that day I was at the skate park when you messaged me, man. I hit my shin with the wheel. It didn't feel too good. I got a bump on my shin still to this day.
So did you and your buddy Jeff get you into skateboarding, or you just how did you get into it?
Well, I kind of met Jeff through skateboarding a little bit. I kind of just, I don't know. I just grew up watching Rob Dyrdek's Fantasy Factory and Robin Big and all that. And I was heavily influenced by all those dudes. You know what I mean? And that my very first skateboard I got was actually an Alien Workshop board. Actually, my first 3 boards that I had were Alien Workshop boards. Because I was heavily influenced by Rob Dyrdek at the time, and I just kind of got me into it, and
Yeah. So would you want to have dinner with Rob Dyrdek?
Dude, honestly, yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. What would you talk about? Just skateboarding, or were you dude, I actually want to curious what you think about stuff?
Dude, honestly, I'm one of those people that like to see what how the person got where they're at. So I'd probably ask him questions about how what took him to get where he was, and how the steps that it takes to keep at the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he's from Ohio, right?
Yeah, he is. He's not too far from here at all. He's literally from Ohio. I think Dayton, Ohio, honestly.
Yeah, he's just from nothing, just worked really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's really cool. So skateboarding, like, is that kind of a big part of your life? Like, what percentage of skateboarding is your life right now? You know, kind of spend
Well,
a lot of
dude,
time meeting
honestly,
people,
I
or
kind of like dabble into everything. Like I skate, kind of skating is one of those things that I do to clear my head when I don't have, when I got a lot of stuff
Mhm.
going on and don't really have
Yeah,
much else to do. But dude, I really dabble into everything. Like, I'm into the gaming and everything. I'm gonna start streaming here soon. I'm into music. I'm about to start dropping a tape here soon. I kind of dabble into everything, man, because, why limit yourself when there's so much stuff that you can do in the world? You know what I mean? There's so many
yeah,
opportunities. There's no reason to limit, to one.
yeah.
Shoot for the
So,
moon.
do you remember what was your first video game console?
My first console.
Yeah.
So my very first console was it was the original PlayStation, but I'm an
Mm-hmm.
Xbox boy now. But like I had the original PlayStation. I had the PlayStation 2. My PlayStation 2 got ruined because my little sister accidentally poured chocolate milk on it. I'll never forget that day, man. I will never forget the day. And then after that, I was like a little Nintendo freak for the longest. And I'm
Right.
like, and I'm now I'm on Xbox One and everything, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, you showed me that one video of you like just killing, like just your reflexes on Gears of War when you. Oh my god, dude! You were like legit.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I just it's like one of the main games that I really grind anymore. So when I do start my streaming and everything, that'll be the one game that I'll probably play the most of. But
Yeah.
like, I've literally gamed just about as much as I've skateboarded throughout my whole life. When I wasn't skateboarding when I was growing up, I was
Uh-huh.
probably gaming or listening to music. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you remember? Well, okay. So with video games, dude, it's getting so like you saw that guy, that one kid who won so much money, like millions at Fortnite.
Yeah, Booga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, did you watch any of that? Like, because I'm sure like you could stream their stream if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like you
definitely.
could watch it.
I for sure watched I watched the World Cup. I usually always keep up with all those events and everything. Like I usually watch all the Gears like tournaments and everything, and I like to watch
Mm-hmm.
most of the Fortnite tournaments. I don't really play as much Fortnite as I used to back in the day because I grind Gears more than I do anything, but like it's
Right.
still really fun to watch, you know what I mean? Like there's just something
Mm-hmm.
about professional like gameplay of like really any game that's really fun to watch. Like Overwatch, I don't even play that game, but I love to watch it.
Yeah. What do you think? Like, if someone's like, "Oh, wow, why would you want to watch somebody play video games?" Or why is this such a big thing? What would you say to that
I
person?
honestly think my favorite argument for that, and then this isn't, I don't really consider it too generic, but like the same way, like typically those same people that say that are the same people that sit there and watch Brett Favre throw a football every Sunday. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
So like it kind of works both ways. It's entertainment at the end of the day. So why
Mm-hmm.
judge on how another person's entertained? You know what I mean? Just
Oh, 100%.
like accept it, and and if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. Move on with it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. They're like I looked at numbers or something like that with streaming of League of Legends. Like they outdid numbers that like the NBA or like the
Mhm.
playoffs. Like more people went into a stadium to watch someone play video
Yeah, there
games
was
than yeah.
the League of Legends event in Japan. I think it was last year or something. Like I'm not sure on the exact date of when it was, but it had
Mm-hmm.
more viewers than the Super Bowl did, which is
Yeah.
actually insane.
Oh yeah. I think it's going to really become a career for some people. Like, I
No,
mean, it is already, but
yeah, like, I'm really happy to the direction that gaming is going. Like I feel like it takes that's the thing about gaming though that I feel like every year we take like 2 steps forward, but at the same time we take 1 step backwards. You know what I mean? Because like
mm-hmm.
they're always trying to like blame gaming for all this crazy stuff that's going on in the world. That's like right after you saw when that Booga
Yep.
kid won that tournament. He was all over the news and everything, and then 2 weeks later we're blaming video games for all this stuff that's going on. You know what I
Yep.
mean? It's just
Yeah.
how there's that like weird median. It's either there's people that like it and accept it, or people that just don't at all and just are not okay
Right.
with it.
Yeah. What story can I make out of whatever is happening?
Exactly.
Yeah. Whether it's a good or a bad story, what can we, say out of this?
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts. Do you ever have do you have an aspiration to get like pro or to make money off video games, or do you think streaming at this point would just be like, yeah, it's just fun, like because you're good at it. I know you are, but yeah, just from one clip, I know you're good at video games and stuff, and you would be someone who could stream and stuff. But is that like, do you have any aspirations in that, or is it just going to be going and you're like, yeah, I'm just going to have fun?
It's kind of like, I don't know, man. It's a little bit of both because like I'm one of those people that are like that, has fun with stuff, but I can be competitive at the same time. So like if I start streaming and everything, and I get that that opportunity to get to a team and everything, and actually play Gears at a competitive level, I would definitely take that opportunity. You know what I mean? It's just I
Right.
like it's an organic thing. If it happens, it doesn't. If it does, it does. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I think. Do you think that's like just the right attitude with like anything you want to do? Like go in trying to have fun with it, and then if monetizes, then cool. If not, like you're doing it because it's fun.
Yeah, for sure, man. Because at the end of the day, the two goals in life are to always be happy, and to do the thing that you love. You know what I mean? And if there's a bunch of different stuff that you're into, shoot for the moon with every single one of those things to the extent that you can. So that way you can end up being in a position with one of those things to where you'll have more free time to do those other things. You know what I mean? Don't limit
Yeah.
yourself to one thing constantly. You know what I mean? There's a whole world out there.
Right. Experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know a few people who, especially like in digital stuff, like there's a couple people who've reached out to me on Instagram, like, hey, I want to start this, but like they want to flip stuff, or even in your case, just I know a couple of people who want to do YouTube channels for beauty and stuff, but they won't put anything out because they don't think they're going to get big enough, or they're afraid to fail.
Yeah, no,
What do
dude, I'm not, you just got to shoot for it. You know what I mean? You just got to shoot for it. That's the one thing I've learned over these last few months, man. Like your biggest enemy is your brain. Because at the end of the day, we all tell ourselves that we want to do this, we want to do that, but like at the same time, we also have our brain in the back of our head that tells us, oh well, but I should be doing this, and so then you get into this weird routine of doing something other than what you want to be doing, and then and then you just sit there
Mm-hmm.
and say for months, oh yeah, I'm going to start this YouTube channel, I'm going to start this, I'm going to start this, and then it never ends up happening, and then you end up in your 30s, and you're like, well, hell, I was going to start a
Right.
YouTube channel 10 years ago, and that's why I'm saying you just got to shoot for it. You know what I mean? If it works, it
Right.
works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gary Vaynerchuk, I don't know if you know who that guy is, but he always talks about like if you really want to know about regret, go spend like a couple days or just like one day in a retirement home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
man. As bad as it sounds, there's like it's how it is, man. It's just a lot of
yeah.
it's sad. It's a sad thing about this world that we live in, man. We those bills never stop coming, and at the end of the day, you got to pay them bills to keep on living.
Right. But that's what like, and the goal is to do something like, obviously to monetize something that you really enjoy or get a lot to a point where like, for example, like if there's something like you really don't like doing, but at the end of the day, it does provide for something that you really, really enjoy doing. And you're able to do a lot of the things that you want to do in life. I don't necessarily see a problem with that, maybe, but yeah.
It's I don't know, man. There's just one thing I've noticed from everybody who's ever really made it somewhere in life. There's one thing that they always say, and it's don't be scared, just shoot for it. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how big into Travis Scott you are, but I watched his little Astroworld documentary that he came out with not too long ago, and literally the whole like message behind that whole like documentary, man, is don't be scared to chase your dreams. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's just a big hole that a lot of people get in nowadays is they just get scared to chase their dreams, and then they just end up 20, 30 years later, and they're not happy where they're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah, Jim Carrey has one of my favorite quotes where he talks about like his dad told Jim Carrey where he was like, you can fail at what you don't want to do. So you might as well fail doing something you want to do.
Exactly. At least you can say at the end of the day that you tried. That's all. That is all.
Yeah.
Because I feel like at the
That's
end of
good,
the day,
man.
it's more respectable for to look at somebody who failed at doing something that they wanted to do, opposed to somebody who just did something that somebody else wanted them to do. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
even if it's like a sad story, the person they tried at the end of the day. That's all that matters.
Yeah. I think it could be like something sad, but then I feel like out of that, you'd be like, all right, well, I do have some sort of pride in myself of like, I'm a person that tries, or I put in the effort and I'm okay with that. Even though I don't know. I think ultimately, even though it could be like, yeah, I failed all these other times or whatever, I still feel like you would be like, okay, or better than if you wouldn't have done something.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, dude, we covered a lot of really good stuff early on, but I want to kind of back up a little bit and talk about your background. So,
All right.
Tell me about like just where are you from? What was it like growing up? What was your family like? Did you have brothers and sisters? You know, did you travel a lot as a kid? Did you, kind of talk to me a little bit about your background growing up?
All right. So yeah, I grew up moving around a lot, mostly east to south, south to east. First to fifth grade, I went to Warren Township. Met a couple little homies down there, and I ended up moving over to Southport my sixth grade year, which is actually where I ended up meeting my friend Jeff at, who's still the brother to this day. I went to Southport from sixth to freshman year, and then after that, I moved back over to Warren, and I will give it to Warren. They're the reason why I got my backbone. You know what I mean? I kind of learned how to stand up for myself at Warren a little bit, and which was very good. I feel like it was good that I ended up going to Warren my sophomore, junior year. As much as when I was there in the situation, I felt like I didn't really mess with it. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm at a whole different high school. I don't know anybody here, blah, 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 blah. And but now that I look back on it, it wasn't that bad. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about how people are in general. And then I ended up moving back over to Southport. I graduated from there. I actually ended up graduating a semester early because I worked mostly through high school because I had helped my mom pay bills and whatnot because we were going through it at the time, just, still moving. And so I ended up graduating myself a little bit early. And, I've been working, for the longest. And now at this point, I'm still working to this day, but I'm going to try to expand myself out to do a little bit more creative stuff. You know what I mean? Like yeah. I want to dabble around with the musics and whatnot. Like I said earlier, I'm working on another little tape again, so hopefully something to do with that. And I'm working on getting this PC built so I can start to stream and everything.
Yeah. So when you talk about Warren, thanks for the backbone. Can you go into any more detail a little bit? You don't have to go about the specific situation, but kind of things related to building your backbone and maybe the importance of that in someone's life, or because the reason I'm bringing this up is because something that people with mental health issues or just in general, people struggle with advocating for themselves, of saying hey, I'm not okay with this. Or,
I just noticed one thing about myself through high school. I was I don't want to say complacent, but I was okay with just being okay with people just saying whatever they wanted to me, and I just would take it and brush it over the shoulders. But when I got to Warren, I just noticed that there was someone would talk some stuff to somebody, then they'd say something back. You know what I mean? But it would never go farther than that, unless it was some serious beef going on. But that wasn't always the case. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So Warren, if I'm an observative person, you just watch how people are. People respect a person who is able to just if someone comes at you talking a little crazy, just trying to mess with you. If you're able to come back at them with the same thing, not exactly on a negative scale, but if you're able to hit them with something, they respect you for that. You know what I mean? They kind of all right, maybe I shouldn't mess with this person, or maybe I should give this person the same respect that they're trying to give me and everything.
Yeah.
And you kind of get a little bit of a backbone for yourself. You start to get a little bit more confidence in everything, and it just kind of it's I don't know. It's just human interaction is weird, and I just learned that if you're able to stand up for yourself and make sure that nobody's really messing with you, you'll be all right in life because people respect that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good. So you graduate high school early. What even that short of a time period, did you feel like, oh, my other classmates or my friends are either behind, sort of disconnected? Did you ever feel that way?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've always been one of those people that have never I don't know how to explain it. I've been one of those people that have kind of messed with everybody, but at the same time I kind of kept my circle small. You know what I mean? So because I did that, I kind of got a few really close friends and everything through high school that I still am friends with to this day. So even when I did graduate early, I still had those friends that really cared about me, that would text me and everything and make sure I'm doing okay. But at the same time, you got to text them and make sure they're okay. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's another common misconception about human interaction in this world, man, is oh, they don't hit me up, so that means I don't have to hit them up. Well, no, that's not how that works. You know what I mean? We all have a life going on outside of our friendships. You know what I mean? So sometimes a person gets lost in what they have going on, and they forget. It's not that they forget to text people. They just, they're busy. So sometimes just calling somebody and telling them, hey, look, dude, I know we haven't talked in a while. I'm here for you and everything. Just, it goes a long way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kind of in that same vein, talk about, and I mentioned this in a couple episodes, where it's like, from people who don't struggle with mental health, it's sort of like they don't necessarily how to help people who are really struggling with anxiety or depression or whatever. They don't know how to reach out. So, and vice versa, where like, I want to create a tool for people who, the parents or the friends of people that really struggle. How can I, by talking with you right now, like we're talking to them. So what would you say to someone who's like, hey, Strubbe, I need tips on how to help people like to reach out. So what are things that someone else has done to you where like you were just going through the shit, right? You're going through something and somebody did something or said something or whatever to you that really helped. And then what have you done for other people that you're like, yeah, I do that because I know that really helps?
Well, let me think about this one for just a second. I've noticed that when people are kind of going through it, you know what I mean? I'll kind of answer this question from, how I, like you said, how I would take care of it. I would, very first thing I always do, even if you see that someone's might be going through it or something like that, don't be scared to text them, because half the time that's what all that person needs. You know what I mean? Don't be scared to reach out and give that person the hand that they need, even if it's like someone you don't really know, someone that you might really know. You know what I mean? Just don't be scared to give your hand out to somebody, because at the end of the day, that's might be all that person needs. You know what I mean? Right. That might be all they need is just a, hey, how you doing? You all right? And then they'll just vent to you a little bit, and that lets you know that they're comfortable with opening up to you. You know what I mean? And just go from there. If they need something, try to help them to the best of your abilities. But at the same time, don't let anybody walk over you. You know what I mean? You got to be able to, help people at the same time of still watching your own back. That's key number one. You know what I mean? So,
pouring out to other people at a basis of you're already full, like taking care of, you're like, all right, I'm good. Now I can pour into other people.
Exactly. Like, just don't, like, some people, they get in those habits of fixing people just so they feel good. Yeah. But you can't really do that. At the end of the day, if you're wanting to sincerely help somebody, help them. You know what I mean? Like, I just, it's like a lot of these celebrities nowadays, they do this whole, oh, I bought all these pizzas and now I'm going to go give them to the homeless people. Well, why are you recording it and posting it on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that? If it's a kind gesture, do it. Yeah, you don't need the recognition. You know what I mean? Just do it to do it at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think that's really good, man. A lot of people, they don't do anything because they want to do the perfect thing, or they're like, oh, well, I just don't know. Or like a lot of people just would be cool with going on a walk, or like, I don't know. Yeah, just even a text or whatever. And if that's all you can think to help, you're trying or whatever.
Exactly. At the end of the day, all you can do is try. Like, if the person doesn't want to be helped, then they don't want to be helped. If they do, then they do. You know what I mean? Everything in life, you need to try to do organically. You know what I mean? You don't want to force anything or try to rush anything, because when you do that, stuff starts to come out sloppy, unfinished, and then you don't take, even when it comes to human interaction, if you're trying to rush about it, you don't take other people's feelings into consideration. And when you do that, at the end of the day, you're only benefiting yourself instead of other people,
Right. Yeah. So let's talk about like today. Like, so obviously you're trying to do like eventually the stream stuff. You're skateboarding. You're making music. So are you rapping? Are you doing guitar? Are you doing like, what are you trying to do?
Well, dude, I do a little bit of the rapping, but I've like fallen in love with this like alternative sound. Like, you ever heard of him before? But his name is Kuko. I love this dude's music. His music is so good. And like, I think I might try to dabble into like that alternative, like rock sound a little bit, just to see what I can do with it. You know what I mean? And see where it goes from there. And I'll still make, the rap music and everything. But there's just one thing about any artist in general that I really respect. I love an artist that's able to this is going to sound weird, but I like it. I like an artist that's able to get weird with their music or get weird with their art.
Yeah.
Yep. The ability to kind of bend and mold and bend the mold of where they've been put at. You know what I mean?
So name some artists, because this is I'm sure you know of a few that do this.
Oh man, some of my favorites are I got so many. So my top 5 right now that I really really like. My favorite rapper will forever be MF Doom. At the end of the day, that man's ability to just bend and twist words, and then not only bend and twist words, but to be able to pause a bar and then take it somewhere else while your brain takes it another place. You know what I mean? His ability to do that is insane, and I highly respect that because he keeps you guessing. An artist that is able to keep you guessing is a good artist at the end of the day, because nobody wants to listen to somebody that you can predict the next thing that they're going to say, because we all know there's an artist. We all know there's a couple of artists out there that we can do that with. So having somebody you can listen to that keeps you guessing and on your toes is fantastic. Another artist, Travis Scott. He's constantly changing something in his sound. He's getting creative with it. And I don't know. I just really respect any artist that is able in any genre of music, really, that's able just to bend and twist what they came up doing. You know what I mean?
Anybody else?
Ooh, who else? There's one more that popped in my head. Denzel Curry. Denzel Curry is another artist who I really respect on the music side, because he came up off of a meme. You know what I mean? Remember when Vine was really big and that ultimate, you were people were doing bottle flips and stuff to that song? That man's came up off of a meme pretty much, and now his music has it's evolved to a whole nother thing. You know what I mean? He's just another one of those artists that was able to be look, guys, I know you've molded me into this little joke, but I take my music seriously, and I'm going to let you know this. You know what I mean? And he just dropped Zoo, which was a great album. 13 was a great album. Taboo was a great album. I don't know. He was, like I said, just another one of those artists that's able to just let people know, hey, look, I take my craft seriously. You know what I mean? I respect that in anybody.
Yeah. My favorite, I love Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino too, man. I never give him enough credit, man. He's such a good artist too, man.
Yeah, because he was the one that did the screenplay too, right? To his entire album at some point. I think he did. Yes, he did that. Did This Is America, which blew up the internet. I love that video. That was awesome. So much social commentary on so much stuff. And then also doing Atlanta, that show, that's sick as well.
Yeah, Atlanta's a really good show as well.
Mm-hmm. What about do you like Joji?
Dude, I remember him. This is gonna sound bad, but I remember him from the Filthy Frank days. And dude, I don't know. I can't look past it, man. I'm just I his music is good. Don't get me wrong, but this new image he's trying to sell just doesn't fit what he was for the past 13, 14 years that I was growing up. You know what I mean? That's the thing that throws me off about people that just change their image after 13, 14 years of doing something. I get it, do something new, but you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And I think we had two different experiences, because I'd never even heard of Filthy Frank before. Yeah. And so then all of a sudden I find this film, dude, I love this dude's music. And then I watched a documentary and how he was talking about there was just this side of him that he never really got to express. And I was like, oh, that's sick. Where he's kind of, and then he's like, well, I'm still doing the Pink guy, where I'm doing just funny.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I respect him for his ability, for him wanting to switch it up, but it's just such a big 180 for me. I don't know. I respect, like I said, I respect it, but at the end of the day, it's a little bit of too much of a swoop for me,
Yeah. Right. Well, what are your okay? Before we move on, I want your thoughts on Kanye.
On Kanye, people are gonna hate me for saying this, man, but I've never really been the biggest Ye fan. If I'm being 100% honest with you, it really has nothing to do with this music or anything. I don't know. I'm just one of those people that dives into people. You know what I mean? When I find a new artist that I really like, I dive into them. I listen to everything that they have to offer, so that way I can see, how they got where they're at. But I've never really dove into Kanye, so for me to give like a solid answer on like how I feel about them, it would be a little like meh. But like I respect the guy. He's a legend when it comes to the music. I just have never really dove into him as much as I would have liked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good answer. I was on a date one time and this girl was like really passionate about Kanye and how he's like, I just hate how people hate on him and he's such a great guy. And I was just like, oh, okay. Like, I'm not disagreeing. It just was like how it was.
I will forever love that video of him running on stage and taking the mic from Taylor Swift.
Oh, yeah.
Who did he say Beyonce should have won this or Rihanna or something like that?
Yeah.
Dude, that is like the look on her face after he did that was like, are you kidding me, Al? It was so funny.
God. Just the ego. The ego you have to have where you just have to walk and say, oh, this is totally fine. I'm just going to do this.
It's like they won't care I'm Kanye. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's funny. I actually have a very funny story about Taylor Swift if you'd like to hear it. If you got
of course. Let's go. Yeah.
So my homie Jeff, who I've talked about a couple times throughout this, I used to go over to his house like every other weekend, or really every weekend, to be honest with you, just to hang out with him. And one weekend I came over there and his aunt got to the house, and his aunt was like, she like worked with a few really big artists and whatnot to help them tour and everything. I can't remember exactly what artists they were, but she was up there a little bit, and she managed to get free tickets for a Taylor Swift concert. And somehow me and Jeff ended up getting them, and me and him at like 13, 14 years old don't even listen to Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I thought was that in our little 13-year-old minds, hormones are popping. We're going to go meet us some females. You know what I mean? So we went to the Taylor Swift concert, man. And I promise you, we got about an hour and a half in, and I got in an argument with a girl that was sitting behind me because she wouldn't stop screaming in my ear. And it was so stupid because we were at a Taylor Swift concert, but like this woman was standing literally two inches from my ear. She's like the whole concert. And I don't know why I got tired of it, but I turned around and I was like, will you like stop screaming in my ear? And Jeff turned around and looked at her, and she just kind of looked at us and was like, but you're at a Taylor Swift concert. And we were like, but it's still my ear. and she just kind of gave us a dirty look. And we ended up leaving early because we got tired of we're two dudes at a Taylor Swift concert. Why are we even there? And we ended up leaving early, and we had to walk up. You've been to old Conseco Fieldhouse before they destroyed it.
Yeah.
You had to walk up the stairs to leave. Well, we were walking up them, and it pans out because like they did like a live taping of it that you can find on YouTube to this day. And I was wearing like these like bright white pants and this like bright white shirt. And dude, you can like it pans out from Taylor Swift, and you just see me and my best friend walking up the stairs, leaving, and BSing with each other on the way out. And we ended up going home and watching it, and we died laughing. And, dude, it was such a funny night because like, it was not in our plans to go to a Taylor Swift concert. We just ended up there, and just a little funny story that that you kind of get yourself into growing up.
That's awesome. That's so funny. You're into anime.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball, Soul Eater, Blue Exorcist, which is currently one of my favorites because the aesthetic of that anime is amazing. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually about to start watching One Piece as well. But yes, I'm quite big into anime.
Yeah, I am as well. I don't know if I mentioned that, but like I've One Piece is one of the biggest animes as far as like the amount of episodes, and that's why I haven't watched it.
Yeah, same here. But I think I've just decided just to throw what I got going on out the window just so I can watch One Piece.
Yeah, because I got through Naruto all the way, and that one's like probably number 2 on the episode list, basically.
Yeah, my friend Jeff actually just finished watching all the Shippuden.
Yeah.
He's a big Naruto fan himself.
What are your thoughts on like anime, like the importance of it in culture? Because I personally have run into a lot of people, and people who like anime are sometimes, unfortunately, few and far between because they're like, "Oh, you watch anime?" Like, I think that's the same people that would say like, "Oh, you like cartoons? Like, you like Adventure Time or Regular Show or
I feel like
Steven Universe or something." Like they're like, "Oh, you watch cartoons?"
Yeah, I feel like anime has that same stigma that video gaming does when it comes to adults. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of those things that's kind of looked at like, what are you doing? But like I said earlier, it is a form of entertainment at the end of the day. So for one person to judge how another person entertains himself, to me, is a little wrong. So what I say to people that enjoy anime and go and cosplay and all that shit, enjoy it. That is you. Enjoy it. Don't let other people affect the stuff that you're into at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because you're going to be so less happy if that's what you really want to do and you want to engage in the culture and you're not cosplaying even though you really want to be because either your parents have this idea of who you are or your friends. Like, yeah, you got to embrace it wherever your
and just like your friend said, and those same people are the same people who end up in the bitter retirement homes. You know what I mean? You got to chase stuff that you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That people also relate it to hentai, which is both accurate and not accurate.
No, not at all.
What?
Not at all. I don't understand how, like, I don't know why people, oh, you watch anime, so that means you watch that hentai stuff.
Yeah.
No, that's not how this works. I just don't enjoy reality TV where it's all fake and it obviously, I don't know. Like, that's why I enjoy anime so much too, because like the acting, it's like, I don't know, the acting on reality TV shows nowadays to me is so cheesy. Like, I don't like how comedy and like really TV has gotten to nowadays. It's so in your face and like not how you like I will forever say this. I know this might be a little bit off topic, but I will forever say that old comedy movies are better than any comedy movie that will come out in the next 15, 20 years. I promise you. And that's just because comedy used to be so like subtle, but at the same time, it was in your face. You know what I mean? It wasn't as like crabby as comedy movies are nowadays. And I feel like that's just a thing with everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It tries so hard to push the edge and push the envelope that, it loses its value at the end of the day. So that's why I enjoy that. A few things I say is enjoy the little things in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think anime does a really good job of like art. Well, you get the artwork, obviously. Like there will be people who are like, oh, I watched that just for the artwork, or just like the amount of time it went in to produce this. There's the voice acting. The plot can be almost 10 times better than in reality TV show or normal TV show. And then just like in any other TV show, you probably won't like certain anime because of what it's about, or just like you wouldn't like certain TV shows. You're like, oh, it's not funny and it's supposed to be fun. Like Big Bang Theory. Like, I don't think it's funny. I don't like Big Bang Theory. But that doesn't mean I don't like TV.
Yeah. And that's another cool thing about anime too. Like you said, dude, like all the different animation styles and everything. Like, even like there's a few animes that I really don't 100% enjoy. Like Kill la Kill is one of those animes that I don't particularly enjoy because I don't really know how I feel about it. It's like it's one of those animes that it's like like the animation's really good, but the story behind it's a little like meh. So like I was saying, like there's some animes that you can really watch, so you can really enjoy the animation behind it, but the story's a little bleh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I totally agree.
And it all comes down to the art sometimes. Like Dragon Ball will forever, forever, forever be my favorite anime. I have Goku and Trunks tattooed on my arms. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's so cool.
So I don't know. Dragon Ball just is one of those animes that I will forever appreciate because I love the whole never let anything knock you down, and if it does knock you down, come back and hit it harder. You know what I mean? Like that little like subtle message behind Dragon Ball, kind of makes my heart smile a little bit because that's how you got to be through life. You might get knocked down. You might get told, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. But at the end of the day, stand back up, dust yourself off, and keep on shooting for it. You know what I mean?
It's so interesting when you try to introduce people to TV shows or whatever, like because you're in the middle of something and like you've seen everything. So you like Goku turning Super Saiyan, which people listening to this won't necessarily understand if they haven't seen it, but like him turning Super Saiyan was like such a huge deal. And it's like this mythical person that people didn't even think it really existed, and he becomes this person to defeat one of the universe's like greatest threats ever. But if you're going to show somebody, which is such a really cool moment, and they haven't seen Goku, they haven't seen Dragon Ball, which is him as a kid, and like seasons of that, and then him like on Earth as an adult, and then like if you haven't seen all that, it doesn't really mean as much, but you're like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like you've seen since the beginning, right?
Yeah, man. There's just something about it, you know? It's, I don't know. It's just, there's just something about introducing people into something that you really enjoy. There's a 50-50 chance that they're either going to like it or they're not going to like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's true. All right, man, let's do, we'll kind of going a little long, but don't worry about it. So I have 5 quick hit questions. They're fun. And then we're going to do our twist question / one of my favorite parts of the podcast so far that I've done or started doing. So first question is, if there was a video game or cartoon or movie universe that you wish was real, which one would it be?
Dude, Pokemon.
Dude, I'm the same way.
I swear. Pokemon would be so cool because we already have like dogs and cats as it is. Now imagine if they can like throw fireballs at each other and shit. Like we'd be walking around in school like we're the bee's knees and whatnot. Like I just I could just imagine it. That would be fun, dude. Like one of my main goals for Pokemon is hopefully one day is they invent like this like VR glass headset like put on your head. And like it turns like the entire world into Pokemon. And you can just walk around, and the other people that have the glasses on, you can battle them, or you can, walk around and capture Pokemon and stuff. That is forever one of my dreams. I hope that happens one day. I really do.
Yeah, same. Like you're taking a test in high school or whatever, and just like a dragon like just flies by. Like, oh, Jesus, who's Dragonites outside?
Timmy's Charizard set the lunchroom on fire today.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. What if you could be one person for a day? What person?
One person for a day. Oh man. Man, I've never really thought about this question before. This is a good one. If I could be one person for real or fake? Real, I'm assuming?
Yeah. You can do both if you want.
I would probably, man, I really don't know. There's a bunch of people that I really look up to that would kind of be, fun. I probably Doom for a day. Honestly, that'd be kind of fun just to see what it's like behind the mask and everything for a day, just out and about doing your thing and just seeing how people like react to you. Cause like I was saying earlier, man, Doom's one of those artists that I feel like you never get to see, but when you do see him, it's like, whoa, like this person's like here. You know what I mean? I just want to know what it's like to walk into a room and like dubs fly behind you and you can just everybody just looking at you like, you know what I mean? Like on that like Jay-Z Beyonce status.
Yeah. I'd want to be the president, but I'd want to go like day before, write down a list, like get my group of friends like, all right, what do we want to know and what do we want to do? And then like get in and be like, all right, we're going to Area 51, like 6 a.m, we're flying out. What's in there? All right, now we're going to go like to the library, like find out all the secret documents. Okay. We're going to unban this or ban this. Okay. Now, and it's like, all right, 24 hours. Okay. Go. But that's what I would probably do.
That wouldn't be bad.
What's the first thing people notice about you?
The first thing people notice about me?
Yeah.
I've noticed that I have that people just I don't know. I have that ability to kind of like grow on people a little bit, and I've kind of noticed that these people kind of gravitate towards me sometimes because I feel like I take other people like what they got going on and like I really listen to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people that just kind of shut everybody out. I kind of like today I ran into 2 people I haven't seen since high school, at the mall. And I told them both, I was like, look, I know we don't really talk much. If y'all ever need anything, let me know. I try to be one of those people that's always there for anybody. You know what I mean?
That's so cool.
I feel like that's one of those things that people might look up to me about. I don't know though. At the end of the day, because you never really know what's going on through somebody's head. But I feel like that's one of those things that people might respect about me a little bit.
Yeah. I would say you look like Shia LaBeouf, but that's a better answer.
I hear that. I hear that all the time. I promise you. I think it's like the one thing I get told. You look like Shia LaBeouf. Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you.
I like the Transformers.
What constitutes a perfect day for you?
A perfect.
If you could have anything you want, perfect day from start to finish.
Dude, no unnecessary stress, man. I'm content with how life is. You know what I mean? If, like I was saying earlier, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I just don't like anything that might deter what I got going on for the day. You know what I mean? I usually wake up and I just kind of go with the flow. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So usually that's a good day for me. A day that I don't have like 1,000 bajillion things I have to go do, and right. Like I'm a little bit of a simple dude. I go to work, I come home, I play my video games, I listen to my music. That's a good day for me,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. Who plays? If there's a movie about your life, who plays you?
Shia LaBeouf.
That's a good answer. Is that your real answer? I mean, it's a good one. But...
Yeah, I think so, because he needs a bone anyway, so might as well help him out,
I'm going to choose, like, Will Ferrell or Steve Carell. Well, they're kind of older, I guess, but still.
It's okay. Will Ferrell's hilarious. Now, would you have it as a comedy, or would you make it like a serious movie?
Oh, man, that's a good point. Yeah, I might have to reconsider. I'll put I'll just do the black guy who does Black Panther. That guy. And they were like, Ryan, you're white. Why is it? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Or like Michael B. Jordan or something. Like,
it's the thought that counts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, so that's like our final thing. But so here's the last. We're gonna end on this. So what I want you to do is I want you to pick a person, mom, dad, brother, friend, like whatever you want. But you're gonna say something now to encourage them / thank them for who they are or how the impact that they've had on you.
Can I take this opportunity to kind of tell the world like something that I feel like we all need to do as a whole?
Yeah, if you want.
Dude, yeah, for sure. Like, I was actually going to ask you if I could do that, man.
Of course. Then, yeah, we'll do that.
All right, sweet. So, one thing I wish this world would do a little bit better that I feel like would make us all a little bit happier at the end of the day, I feel like there's no unity anymore. That's why I feel like we have all these problems that we do, all these shootings that we have, all this hate that we have in this world. There's no sense of consideration for the next person anymore. You know what I mean? Everybody just thinks about what will benefit them at the end of the day. I feel like if we can get back to where we were, and this is going to be a little bit of a bad example, but remember how like close we were after 9/11 happened? Mm-hmm. If we can get back to being an America that's more togetherness and more like not inclusiveness 100%, but just the ability to look at the next person and understand what's going to affect them and how they're going to feel about it. I feel like we can get back to that. I think we can get rid of all of this, all these racial tensions that we have going on, all these shootings and everything, because at the end of the day, most like these school shootings that are happening because these kids are noticing that they're getting all this recognition for doing this, and they feel like nobody notices them. So, all right, how am I going to get the world to notice me? I'm going to go do this. Now everybody's going to know who I am. You know what I mean? Yeah. We need a more sense of togetherness in this world nowadays, man. There's just too much negativity. There's too much, oh, this is for me, not for you. I just feel like there's not a sense of unity anymore in the world. Mm-hmm. Like there's no consideration for the next person. It's all about, what a person can do to make themselves feel better and everything. And that's not really how things should be. You know what I mean? I feel like as a whole, we should be able to come together, understand that, hey, we're all in this boat, whether left either left wing or right wing. You know what I mean? We're all on the same damn bird at the end of the day. That's really that is morally. That's basically what I mean. You know what I mean?
Dude, that needs to be on a shirt.
That's just how I look at it. That's one thing I've always said, and that's how I feel about the whole political tensions and everything.
Left wing. Oh my God, dude.
If you look back at when America was first being founded, what did they do? Republican and Democrat. What did they do? They come together and they think of what they both want, and at the end of the day, they put it down on paper, and that's what they want. It's not I'm going to get this power and I'm going to get rid of everything that the person did before me. It's okay, I'm gonna respect what this person wants. They're also going to respect what I want, and we're going to come together and come with a conclusion. That's what we need more of. There's none of that. None of it. It's just what one person wants or nothing. That's not the way the world's supposed to be, because there's so many people here, and we all think differently. So why make everything one way?
Yeah. Well, hey, man. Thanks so much for talking. The one thing I can think of right now, other than is just like, thanks so much for talking, first of all, but like, you get it. I think that's all it's been repeating in my mind is like, you get the need for positivity, the need for unity, for people to be themselves, like and pursue happiness in whatever form that looks like.
Yeah, 100%, man. Be yourself at the end of the day. That's all that matters.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, we're pretty much done here, but I'm probably going to see you at the upcoming sneaker convention.
Yeah, I should be there for sure. I'll probably end up there. So if I see you, I'll hit you up, dude. For sure.
All right, man. Well, hey, I hope the rest of the day treats you well. All right. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, you as well, brother. You have a good one. All right.
See you, buddy. Hey everybody, this is Ryan from the Classic Buffalo Podcast. Wanted to take a second to talk about Anchor, how I'm actually making this podcast happen. Super happy that I'm partnering with them. So, Anchor is actually the easiest way to make a podcast. I've done my research. This is basically the best way. I promise. It's going to give you everything you need in one place for free, which is the best part. It's going to have tools, so you don't really need a fancy schmancy recording guy. Anchor's going to be helping you out there, and then they're going to distribute the podcast everywhere to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, everything. And then you can also make money with basically no minimum listenership, which is kind of rare. So hop on Anchor as soon as you can. Thanks. Are back. Just finished talking with Strubbe. Man, I couldn't stop laughing with half the stuff he was saying. That guy was so freaking funny. He's like one of those guys like you're gonna want him on your team, and by team I mean like a group of friends. The dude's gonna be like your ride or die. You just like know that. It's so cool to talk with him about anime, just because like something that's it's a part of my personality that I've had a lot of time hard time diving into because of just judgment from like, oh, that's for kids, or like, oh, you must be into hentai and pornography and stuff like that. There's always like that misconception. And for me, like, anime has always been, like a part of my childish side, or just like, it was a big part of my childhood too, but my love for cartoons and like anime has just been kind of pushed underground. And then, like, it was just cool to kind of relate with him about some of that stuff, because it also has a lot of complex stuff, not only from like an art perspective, but plot wise, and just like the things that they can cover. They have a wider range of topics, and I have a real passion for anime and cartoons, like Regular Show, Adventure Time, but really gets underappreciated. So it was just cool to kind of talk with him. But also, you can just tell that he has been through a lot, but he still like keeps a positive view on that. So I really want to, highlight that just because a lot of bad things happen, you can still be positive in some, way, shape, or form. And I really liked how, it was different than what I was expecting, but I still was really happy that what he said at the end about like the call for unity and the call for, oh my gosh, getting that on a t-shirt where the left wing and right wing were all on the same bird. Oh my gosh, that like blew my mind. That's so freaking smart. If he stole that, that's fine. I don't really care. But That was a really good saying. A lot of times we stick to our individual tribes because it's comfortable, but at the same time, to make change, we need to come to an agreement between that both parties can be happy, just so we can get some positive change done, which is really lacking. I feel like especially in the United States, but probably worldwide, just getting change done for the good. Climate change, shootings, poverty, like the Flint water crisis, all of that kind of stuff has really been slowed down because of people really trying to protect the political parties and stay away from the middle and meeting in the middle. So at the end of the day, such a solid guy. And thanks so much, man, for just being a part of the podcast and supporting what we're doing by just encouraging, reaching out to people, just doing something rather than nothing. I thought that was really good as well. But that's all I got. I'm just really happy that I was able to talk with him. And yeah, we're also both like in the streetwear culture, so we're gonna especially stay in connection. But yeah, guys, if you want to share your story, if you want to be a part of the movement of changing lives and stuff, then DM me on Instagram. That'd be awesome. Classic Buffalo. Really appreciate it if you share it with somebody. Make people feel less alone just for talking about the stuff that they like. If you have something to talk about, whether it's shallow or deep, let's go swimming. That's all I got. Until next time. It's been your boy, Ryan, who loves you, and I'm glad you're alive. See you.